Good morning, community. It's RJ back with another video. So let's get to it. Today's random Mike Schmidt item of the day. Two cards here from 2005 Donruss Studio. This is an insert card called Heroes of the Hall. Now, you can see the way this card was designed. There are parallels to this, die cuts and relic cards and autos and whatnot. But Heroes of the Hall. Schmidt was inducted in 95. This one is numbered to 350, if you can see there. You can see it has the HH-10 numbering, so HH makes this an insert card out of Donruss Studio. And it came, at least that I have, this parallel version, which is a die-cut version. It's got gold foil instead of silver foil in the text up top. You can see it's a little die cut. They just kind of took a sliver out of here, made it look like a giant eye or something. I don't know what they did. But this one is only numbered in gold foil to 25. So those are my random Mike Schmidt items today. My random baseball item of the day, I had an occasion to be ripping some old packs of cards and came across a card that I recall as being one of the iconic cards everybody had to have in its year of release. The 1990 Upper Deck high numbered David Justice rookie. Those who recall the 1990 season of baseball card collecting will recall David Justice was all that and a bucket of chips. It was absolutely on fire. People trying to get this card, people loving this card. I don't know what it went for. It was a big release. He was on top of the world back in 1990 when this came out. Everybody wanted his cards. And now I imagine this is like a penny card, you know. But again, it's cool to reminisce and see cards that were very meaningful when we were young collectors as we revisit all of our older cards. So that was that. Today's trivia question, interesting question, I think. The Hall of Fame is filled with people of different players of different backgrounds from a number of different states and a number of different countries. The Hall of Fame does not discriminate. Are you good or are you not? That will decide if you get into baseball's Hall of Fame. Although geography does play a part, because if you think about it, players in California and down in Florida play longer and harder, and they have more opportunity to grow and whatnot. But there remain still to this day 10 states, 10, that have never produced a Hall of Fame member. And what do I mean by produced? There are 10 states that have not yet been claimed as the birthplace of any Hall of Fame members. Name for me any of those 10 states. I'm not going to make you list them all, but there are 10 different states. So name for me any state for which a baseball player has yet to claim as his birth state. Send me an email with that question. This is the prize we're playing for. This is the 1989 Fleer Update set, the Mike Schmidt tribute card. Schmidt retired in May of that year. The update came out obviously much later in the season, so they were able to throw this in as an insert card. So that is your prize. Again, send me an email with the answer to that question. I will include my email in the description below, along with a repeat of that question. You will have today and tomorrow to answer, and we'll pick a winner on Sunday, all right? Okay, so today, very excited about what I have in front of me, okay? Let me do this. I'm going to move the Schmidt card out of the way, because what I'm going to do is going to take up a lot of room. So move this box over. Oh, good Lord. Okay, that hurt. This box came to me through a auction, and I'm going to put a link in the description below. This was from Mike, baseball collector, and his friend Garrett were running an auction. Now, it wasn't just any auction as far as I'm concerned. It was a very special auction, because I'm going to include a link in the video below. I'm going to include a link below to the video of the original find or meetup, what I'll say. There's a well-known YouTuber out there, if you're a part of the YouTube card community, named Dave over at BlueJacket 66. He is a very knowledgeable vintage card collector. His specialty is Mickey Mantle, and he loves the off-brand mantle cards, the local, regional, food-related mantles. It's something he's very passionate about. But again, he's a vintage card collector and has one of the best collections there is. And one of the reasons is because his father was a dealer back in the day. This is like, Dave's, mid-50s, I'm going to guess. I don't want to make him too old. Getting close to 60. Dave's my age. He's an older man. And he's been doing this a long time because, again, he came into it with his father. So he's been a card collector forever. He lives out in the Kansas City area somewhere. I'm just by listening to him, I don't know for certain. But he lives out in Kansas City area. And his father, I think they're moving his mother out of their childhood home, as I recall. And in so doing, he was finally emptying out his basement. And down in the basement, it was a huge basement, constructed shelves holding thousands, millions of cards and other baseball, football, sport card related items. It was like a collector's dream. But today, this was just, his father's life, so to speak. Well, he contacted a couple different vintage collectors that he knew, very reputable card community members. And John, baseball collector, was the first one. And John brought in several other well-known members of our card community. And they went and they sifted through Dave's basement, his childhood basement, and were able to purchase a whole bunch of items from out of that collection that Dave was willing to part with. And it wasn't necessarily for their collection. They intended, rightly so or wrongly so, you guys can decide on your own, but I think it was great that they did this. Now they're beginning to sell off certain items. So what I have in front of me is a box that I was able to purchase through a recent auction with Mike from Baseball Collector and his friend Garrett, who was helping him run it. I was able to pick up a box of stuff from the basement find at Dave's from BlueJacket 66. And that is why I'm so pumped right now. Because in this box is a piece of baseball card history. And I have it. So I'm going to go through. I have no idea what I have. I have some idea because I bought one thing where they put it up on the screen and you're buying these cards. And they were put in here as well. The other was this box itself was called out as a mystery box. Garrett put it up. He said he stuffed a lot of things in it that Mike doesn't know. He just threw random things in here. So I have no clue what's in this box. I do know it's heavy as hell. This box feels like it's stacked to the top with cards. It is so freaking heavy. So I haven't opened it yet. So here we go. I'm going to push the sides out. Slide it like this. I'm going to move my border out of the way so I don't crush it. So this is what I actually bought. This is the one thing I actually did buy that they put up there. And one of the things I really wanted were these. Let me see how I can get this in the cards. So here we go. These are Parker art cards. A guy named Parker drew these cards of various Hall of Fame players. Now, there was an earlier listing that seemed to have a binder full of every one. And I so wanted that, but somebody sniped me at the very end. I was very upset about that. But at least I was able to get these, which are a few of them. They're incredibly beautiful. It's like an old style thing you'd see in the back of a comic book or something like that. But it's just awesome. They're blank back, kind of like a heavy postcard stock. But it's a really cool item. And I was able to snag a couple of those. And then the others are just some, these are like some postcards or exhibit cards, kind of like you would find in, what do I want to say? The vending machines of the day. Now, each one, I guess Dave's dad did this. He put the name of the player so you don't have to think about it. John Titus was a former Philly right on the turn of the century. Because some of these you can't tell who the heck they are. This is John Barrett. These are like no-name players that you can't really tell. Ed Basinski. So I'm just going to flip through real quick. I'm not going to look at every name, but I'm going to try and find that, see if I can figure out who any of these guys. This looks like almost like Ed Roush. It's not, but it looks kind of like him. It is. No, it's Ed Burns. Okay. I was right. I'm trying to see if I can name any of these guys. This guy almost looks like Harry Heilman, but I don't think it is. Fred Leach. Oh, gosh, who else is here? This is going to be a long video, by the way, guys. It's going to be a very long video because I'm going to take my time with this box. So be prepared. But anyway, so this is just some great Hall of Fame, not Hall of Fame, but exhibit cards of various players. None of those guys are Hall of Famers. So that was the lot I bought. I think I paid like $30 on that one, not much at all. But this one, I went all in to make sure I got this guy because I wanted this. So here we go. This is a binder of cards. I have no idea what's in this. This is a full binder full of cards. They had this on a number of different things. Okay, these are probably reprints. It's a baseball game kind of card. I don't know. Yeah, okay, so it does say reprint. So this is a reprint of some baseball game card, Fan Craze. I don't know what year this was meant to be, but they did have this, in the basement find. There were a lot of these reprint sets, and they came in these binders. So that's cool. I was looking at a lot of those. I don't mind reprint sets. I don't. I like sets in general. RJ does collect sets, so I'm a big fan of reprint sets. So these, I'm assuming these are reprints as well because they're like the triple folders. Yeah, these are also reprints of the fold-over cards. I can't remember if these are cards. You guys would know better than I. These are all a whole bunch of reprints of these. All right, so that's awesome. It's really good for me because if this is actually a reprint set, I do buy reprint sets. I do. I have a T206 reprint set. I have a reprint set of some of the tobacco cards, the Allen Ginter, or the, what was the other one? Goodwin cards from the late 1800s. I got a couple of those reprint sets, so I do not mind reprint sets. I think all of these are reprint sets. Another one of the game cards of the early 1900s. This is definitely also going to be a reprint. It even says it on the back here. So if this is a full set, this is fantastic for me, for my collection, because I do collect these items. So here we go. All right, one more set of cards that is a reprint set. Again, reprint 1992. But again, I don't mind the reprint sets. I really don't. Because it gives me a chance to own a copy, so to speak, of cards that I might never get. And again, I don't know what set this is. Plowboy Tobacco, maybe this is called an M53 or a T207 Tobacco Plowboy or something. I don't know. But, oops, sorry, twisting you here. It's certainly a cool set. Let me see if I can find a Hall of Famer in this particular set. I don't think some of these aren't even labeled. The people on this set aren't even labeled. But let me see if I can find anybody I recognize. This almost looks like that's the Cubs. I don't see anybody I know that I can just jump on and say, oh, there's such and such a guy. I don't see anybody that I recognize here. I don't think that's Three Finger Brown or nothing. I don't see Tinker nor Evers nor Chance. These are the Cubs. You can see by the logo inside the C. These are the early Cubs. Like this might be Frank Chance right here, but I'm not certain of that. Trying to find anybody I recognize because the names are not on the back. And actually this one, oh, it gives their name down there, Johnny Kling. Okay, so it does have a name down there at the bottom. All right. This is Evers. Okay, there's Evers right there. So there's Johnny Evers. So another great reprint. Now I'm trying not to look. I have to look. So I got another stack of postcards. So here we go. Try not to look as I'm grabbing things I don't want to see. All right, here's another stack of awesome postcards. So hope Mike doesn't feel too bad giving away, so to speak. They were playing off each other during the broadcast as Garrett was. This one looks like Grant Jackson right there. We'll pass her. These are mostly no-name guys. This guy, I recognize him. He's a Philly. I can't remember the name. Jack Allenson. Here you go, Hall of Fame Mickey Mantle card. This one he put up for grabs. Somebody in the broadcast, I think it was Mike, said he re-slabbed this one and then sold it for like 70 bucks. One of the orange border mantle cards. I don't know if that's true or not, or how true it was. Maybe it was a perfect 10 or something like that. But I got a lot of these. Okay, here we go. This one might be very exciting for me. I'll tell you why. Because they redid the Jackie Robinson plaque card at the Hall of Fame recently, okay? This, I think, is the original one. And they don't sell the original card anymore. And I have a set of all of the Hall of Fame postcards. I just bought the whole set one time. It's very inexpensive to buy these yellow postcards. And every year of an induction class, I'll go back up and I'll pick up the new ones. And they don't sell the original Robinson plaque card anymore. So the only way to get it was to go through a dealer or a purchase. And if this is actually the one I need, that's fantastic. So I'm thrilled to have that. Oh, here we go. So now I actually got some. Now you get into the good ones. This looks like Roger Craig. I think it is. That's Roger Craig. But look who this one is. A Willie Mays. Some Hall of Famers in these exhibit cards. I think these are actual exhibit cards. I don't know that these are reprints. I think these are later edition exhibit cards. They're not first edition. Nellie Fox, Elston Howard, Gil Hodges. That's another Willie Mays, because I'm putting them on the back here. A Mickey Mantle exhibit card. Don Newcomb. So score. Sorry, Garrett, I'm spilling the beans on you, giving away all this great stuff. There was 2 Willie Mays cards. So big hit there. Big hit there. Sorry, Garrett. Like I said, I'm telling on you here. Telling on you. All right. This is, I don't know if this is a real set or a reprint. All right. The set, the W517. W517 was manufactured in 1931 by an unknown maker. It has never been available to the public in a reprint due to the expense of assembling the 54 rare cards. Since 1931, this has not been seen in uncut strips of 3 that you have purchased. Your set includes extra cards because common are found in some of the original strips. I'm not sure if this is saying that it is a reprint or if this is the original set. It's got to be a reprint. There's no way. It's got to be a reprint. There's no way. Okay, it even says W517. So there's no way. This has to be a reprint because there's no way that they would have labeled it the W517 set when they made it, because that's the name that the Jefferson Burdock gave to this set when he cataloged it. So yeah, these are reprints of that set. Wow. That's interesting. Very interesting. Some big names on this one. As a cool little thing. And it comes in an awesome, it looks like this was the original bag that this was purchased in because it's made for this set. So that's kind of cool. It's another reprint set. again, I love me some reprint sets because I love sets. And I'm going to get rid of some of the things that I'm not as giddy about because I'm just not a collector of such things. But, all right, so here is the 1990 football complete set of cards. I don't do football. I don't. I will hold on to this. It's still sealed. It's an unopened box of 1990 football. I don't know what an unopened box of 1990 football goes for. I don't know who the big rookies are in this that were in this set, but this is not a set I'm going to keep. I promise you that. So if anybody wants a 1990 sealed football card set, find a piece of what came out of Dave's basement, let me know. This is probably why this box weighed so dang much. Now I got another one in here. Another big set. So, Upper Deck Football 1991. Upper Deck Football 1991. Same thing. I am not a football collector. I am not going to hold on to this set. It was the first ever football set by Upper Deck, apparently, Premier Edition. I don't know what it goes for. I don't know who the key rookies are in this set, but it's still sealed. It's kind of coming apart here, but it's still sealed. So that is something I am willing to part with, and you can have a piece of the find from Dave's basement if you want. What else have we got? Let's see what this is. All right. Oh, I know this. Okay, so this is the All-Century Team, Legends of Baseball. This came out postcards of, I think it was postcards of the All-Century Team when it came out. I don't know if it's literally everyone. Some of these guys all look vintage, and I know Mike Schmidt was part of the All-Century Team. And I'm not sure if he made the cut here because these guys all look like vintage players. But this is a postcard. Came in this, looks like it might have been produced by the Postal Service. Yeah. And it's just a little flip book of postcards you can tear out and use to send, or you could keep them in this perfect little binder here. And thankfully, Dave's dad was kind enough to keep this as it was issued. And I have the Legends of Baseball postcard set from the U.S. Postal Service back in 2000. That's a cool little piece. I am a set collector. That is fantastic. Oh, good Lord. Okay. An open box of 1991 Fleer football. This, again, I can't get rid of this fast enough. I love that I have this from Dave's basement. But, again, I am not a football guy. So let me know out there if there's somebody who would love to have something out of Dave's basement. And this is an unopened box of 1991 Fleer Ultra football cards. Ooh, knocked it again. So we're doing good. I'm sharing the wealth already, people. I'm sharing the wealth already. All right, here we go. Now, this one I'm happy with, but I actually already have this set. This is the 1991 Pacific Nolan Ryan's full set. 110 cards. It's Series 1. They actually did a second series of cards from Nolan, but I bought a box of these unopened box. I went through it myself, pulled a lot of cards, made some sets of Nolan Ryan cards. So I have this set. I will have to try and add this to my list of things to distribute to other collectors. What do we got here? This one I might keep because this is a little mini set. Domino's Pizza collector set. The quarterback NFL challenge thing. I don't know how many cards are in this set. It's kind of sealed. I don't want to rip the seal. I don't want to rip the seal off it because this is actually how it came. This was manufactured and sold in this little box. You can tell because this little paper thing was produced specifically for that little thing, and it's still got the old style Scotch tape right around it. So it looks like a 50 card set. Domino's Pizza had to have been early 90s. The way this thing looks had to have been early to mid 90s, I think. So that's interesting. Might hold on to that one for a while. Cool little set. we got here? Here's another one. Okay, this might be the exact same thing. I think it is. I think this is the exact same thing. So I had two of these. There you go. So I got two of these sets. One's unopened, so to speak, sealed still. The other one was probably loved a little. All right, now we got a whole bunch of binders. Oh, this is right up my alley, so here we go. Now, this is funny a little bit because this one I actually have this set, AGFA Limited Series. AGFA was a film company, and I don't know when and why they produced it, but it's a set of cards. I think it's like 22 cards. 22. And it's a full set of cards. Some of your better players, like one of the other box sets you would find. And Mike Schmidt was in there. That's one of the reasons I got this one. Some of the better known players you would find over the years is kind of like an all-star card set at the time. And yeah, it's a really cool little 22 card set of baseball legends. And I actually have this full set already. So I will definitely make this available to somebody if you are interested in owning a piece of the set of the basement collection from Dave and his dad. Reach out to me and tell me you saw such and such a thing and you were interested in that. Now, a lot of other reprint sets, I'm being slow here to go in here. All right, so these are reprints of the script cards, or I can't remember what they call these, the scraps. I think they call these scraps. Like there was a player cards. They came out, they weren't on this white cardstock. They were simply this cutout face. One of the more famous ones I remember was Charlie Comiskey. There he is right there. And they were just pieces of paper cut on that face. This white background doesn't exist on the original pieces of card. But this is a reprint set. 1887 World Series, Detroit versus St. Louis. It's a reprint of all the two teams, the two nine-player teams of that set. So it's 18 cards, an SSPC 1976 reprint of the scraps cards. That's awesome. That's right up my alley. All right, this one I have. I actually, in here I can see, I actually have this. I bought this myself not too long ago. I think somebody on the Bay was selling a whole bunch of reprint cards and sets. So I actually snagged this one. I can't remember the name of the manufacturer. I have it. I tracked it down on the tradingcarddatabase.com. It says right here, reprint 1985, I think. Hard for me to read that. It tells you the year these were made, so you can look them up on the tradingcarddatabase.com. But this is a reprint of the 4-panel Gaudy cards. Had a lot of Hall of Famers, a lot of no-name players. I think there's a couple Babe Ruths in here, at least one. There's your Ruth. Because if you're a card collector, you recognize that Ruth image in your Gaudis. And this is simply a reprint of these 4-panel cards from Gaudy back in the mid-30s. And I have this one, so that is a set. Again, if you want to own a piece of Dave's collection, please let me know. All right, this one is more extensive. I'm reaching in here, I'm looking, so I'm cheating a little bit, but I have to in order to get it. These are reprints of, I'm going to get it wrong. I think it's a Gaudy set. It's a play ball set, I'm sorry. It's a color. I'm knocking things here. It's the play ball color version from 41. 41 color play ball cards. I know there's some big names in this one as well. This is a reprint. This one I don't have, so I'm keeping. Sorry, but anything new that I don't have, I'm going to keep. Like this one, I have no idea what this is. These are all reprints, every one of these. But I love them. I'm a big, big reprint fan. Reprint from 1988. I don't know. Big Legend Gum. Oh, Big League Gum cards from I don't know when this one first came out. Looks like a 40s. You know, 30s or 40s, it looks like. Hugh Mulcahy of the Phillies. Don't know, is there anybody big name? Is there any Hall of Famer in this little gum set? I don't recognize anybody. Carl Hubble made it. Oh, there you go. There's a Hall of Famer. Carl Hubble. Maury Arnovich. I love Maury Arnovich. The name's fantastic, but he was a Philly at one time. Played with a couple other teams too. Okay, Mel Ott made it. So you had 2 Hall of Famers. So it looks like there are 33 cards in this little reprint set. I'm guessing this is the full reprint set of Big League Gum cards. But that's a really cool set I'm going to keep. Here you go. A couple loose cards in here. This is interesting. What do we got here? Oh, okay. This is cool. This is cool because I'm thinking about collecting this set. So I could just send these into PSA and get them graded. I'm thinking about starting a PSA set registry on this one. These are 1961 Golden Press cards. A company called Golden Press in 1961 issued a book. It was actually a book about baseball. And inside were, I think, like 33 or so. I might have the number wrong because I haven't really gotten too into it yet, but I've seen these and I began thinking about this. They have a full set of like 33 of these Golden Press things. They were inside the book in sheets that were perforated, 9 cards to a sheet, and you would pop them out, and these were your cards. And they're very inexpensive. I mean, you can get a good PSA Ruth for about $100, but some of the lesser known players you can get for like $15. And they're all Hall of Famers. When I say lesser known players, I'm saying lesser known Hall of Famers like Dazzy Vance. He's not a Hall of Famer coming off of everybody's list of great Hall of Famers. But these are the cards from 1961 Golden Press. They had a lot of these during the auction. Mike and Garrett were selling a lot of these Golden Press cards, so I'm happy that I got at least 2. I don't know if there's any more in here. I'm still picking, so we might find additional ones. I still got some really cool reprints here. I don't know if these are full reprint sets, but I'm still giddy about it. These are the DeLongs, if I remember correctly. Somebody help me if I'm wrong. I thought these were called, the DeLong Gum Company, because the one that I see all the time that people are dying to get in their collection is the Lou Gehrig one. And here he is, the Lou Gehrig DeLong. So there are 18 cards here. I don't know if that's the total number of players in the DeLong set, or if that is all that was provided in this reprint. They are numbered. But it just says number such and such, so there could be more. Here are 18 reprints of the DeLong set. All right, another little cool reprint coming out. I love having these reprints. You guys might not all love them. I'm loving this. This looks like a color Bowman set. Is it? 82 reprint. GS Gallery. I don't know what set this is supposed to be. There's no information on it. Kind of looks like I said, kind of looks like a color Bowman set from the late 40s. But I don't know for certain. But the images are awesome. I mean, we got Stan Musial, Nellie Fox, Joe DiMaggio looking very Joe DiMaggio-ish. Ted Kluszewski showing off the guns. Nice Ted Williams there. I think that's Bobby Thompson. Interesting, Jackie Robinson sliding in with a Jackie Robinson image in the back. So, a couple cool. There's only, 15 cards in this little set. And again, I don't know if this is an entire set, if this was a reprint of an entire set, or what that was. I do not know. Here's another one that I already have, but I want to show off to you guys. So this is, and I've shown this off before in my collection, this is a product out of the Philadelphia Athletics Historical Society, which is local to where I live. It was in southeastern Pennsylvania, little town called Hatfield Borough. And a group of guys in that area formed the Philadelphia Athletics Historical Society, where they actually had a storefront for several years downtown Hatfield, and had a little museum, a little shop, and they would, every once in a while, they'd put together a commemorative set. And this is really, it's telling you some of the little known players of the Philadelphia Athletics in their years from the, let's say from the 20s to the 50s, when they weren't so great. You do have Connie Mack. You do have Joe Jackson, who played with the Athletics for 84 games of the Athletics career before he moved on to greener pastures. There's your Joe Jackson card. There's a lot of no-name players on here. I'm not going to go through them all. But I have this set already. I do. So this one here's Jimmy Fox, Hall of Famer. So if you are interested in owning this set, please give me a shout. Please email me, let me know. If I get enough interest, maybe what I'll do is here's Eddie Collins. Here's Eddie Collins Sr., and I know there was an Eddie Collins Jr. Even Nellie Fox was with the Athletics for a little bit of time. I know there was an Eddie Collins Jr. in here somewhere. Like Eddie Collins' kid played briefly for the Athletics. He wasn't any good, so he didn't last, but he was on the team. Where's Eddie Collins Jr.? Here he is. Eddie Collins Jr. played the. Anyway, I have this set. I own it, whole thing. So if this is one you want, let me know. If I get, like I said, if I get a lot of interest, I might just do my own little thing for giveaway. Because again, I don't want any of the football cards. I want to get rid of all the football cards. And there's been a couple sets now that I've said I already have this set. I don't need it. I'll be happy to pass it along to other people. This is a great little thing I'm picking up, the basement find from Dave. I would love to be able to share this with other people. So what do we got here? All right. I don't think these are original, but they sure look like it, don't they? All right. This is, okay, so this one does say, yeah, it's a reprint because it actually has 1947 series, copyright 1977. So this is a 77 reprint. In fact, it looks like it's two different prints. There's a 76 one here. Let go. If you see here, let me try and find the end of it. This is a 76. Okay, this is the end of it. So this one is different from this one. And you can see this one says copyright 1976. And this one says copyright 1977. I don't know if they're two separate reprints of the same set for some reason. Or, oh, check this out. This looks like this came from the National at one time. Oh, no, this is the, okay, it looks like a promo thing, the second annual Philadelphia Baseball Card and Sports Memorabilia Show, October 1st and 2nd, 1976 at Spring Garden College. That's pretty awesome. Now, this is the Philly show. If people who know what is called the Philly show, it was one of the first large-scale shows in the nation. And this looks like it was a set of cards issued in conjunction with that show. That's what I'm guessing. I don't know that for certain, but I'm guessing. And that one is a Hall of Fame, it's a Honus Wagner reprint kind of a thing. And there's a checklist of cards. Wow, this is pretty interesting. This is very fascinating, very, very cool. I wonder if that's the other one, with the other one too. It's like a little mini set of cards that seem to have come from the Philly show. It's very, very interesting. I need more checklists. This is interesting. The checklist goes to 113 cards, and that's what the checklist is. But it doesn't look like I got 113 cards in my hands. Maybe I do. I don't know. I don't see a checklist for the first series. Here's the other checklist. Here we go. Another checklist. But there's no card talking about the show anymore other than that one. But this is very interesting to me. I'm going to do some more research on this. It looks like it's a set of cards that was issued by a company in conjunction with one of the very first Philly card shows. That is really interesting to me. Very interesting. I like it. I like it a lot. I'll have to do more research on that. And then it looks like I got one more reprint set here. One more. Oh, not a couple more. I'm not sure what these are. Looks like this flipped to the back. So this is Bowman Black and White, 1940 something or other. Here's your Phil Rizzuto. And a color Bowman. I think they're just like the same. Yeah. Is that Bowman? I don't know if that says Bowman on it anywhere. Anyway, two other awesome reprint sets. So I'm thrilled. I got tons and tons and tons of reprint sets out of that box. I am actually thrilled. I don't know if, Mike, if you were expecting Garrett to give away the farm on that one, but here are all the reprint card sets I got. That is my stash of reprints. And on top of that, I got these awesome football card sets. I got these cool golden press cards. I got all these fantastic exhibit cards, some of which were Willie Mays and Mickey Mantle. I got 2 football sets and an unopened box of Fleer Ultra. I don't even know where that one ended up. I don't know, but that's okay. We got it. So, I mean, here's my unopened box of Fleer Ultra. So there you go. Mike, you wanted to know what Garrett did to you. Oh, there it goes. Down goes the Fleer. I think the other one's going to start sliding off soon if I'm not careful. That was my haul, people. I am so thrilled to have this. I want to say thanks again to Mike and Garrett for running this auction. I was desperately trying, and if you watch the video of the auction, I'll include a link to that one as well. You'll see how desperate I was trying to get something. And when this mystery box came up, I was like, "Oh, that's going to be so awesome for me." Don't worry too much, Mike. It was most of the stuff was reprints, but there are some really cool sets in here too. So, and I'm kind of glad to know I had some of the things that Dave's father thought were important to save, important to keep in his basement. I already have some in my collection. So there you have it. That is my video for today. A long video, but it was well worth it, I think. If you like that, please consider liking, subscribing, commenting, and all that jazz. I really do appreciate everybody's support. Thanks again, Mike and Garrett. Come back again Wednesday for more content. Take care.